Previously on Opportunity Roll, the group continued their way to a bakery. I don't know, somebody else do it. I'm just fucking around at this point.
The group met in Pulpa, coming from different areas, most of them working in Martha's Blackbrick bakery. Another pair stumbled upon the place, and they all discussed whether or not they should go find the crystal. After much talking and ado about nothing and pomegranate pies, they decided to go and form a guild in the morning. They found Martha had a donkey, and they talked her out of bringing it along because it's too old and would get hurt.
And it was morbidly obese.
Then they started making their way to the bars, where they could form a guild, and that is where they left off.
Hi, everybody. I'm Corey. I'm the Dungeon Master for Opportunity Roll. I'm here with Season 2. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
Let's go ahead and spitfire this. Let's start with Dust.
Hello, I am Dust. I will be playing Finn Tallstrider, a human bard who dreams big and wants nothing but to make people smile.
Z-Man Ultra.
All right, I'm Chris. I am the musical director for Opportunity Roll Season 2, and I'll be playing Zereth, the surf-swept street fighter with a chiseled face and an artistic soul.
Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'll be playing Callisto, the tiefling druid. She's super cool. That's all I have to say.
Izzeay.
Hi, I'm Izzeay. I will be playing Martha Blackbrick, the sweet dwarven cleric who owns a bakery and is the team mom. She loves you all.
Jace.
Hey, I'm Jace. I will be playing Soot, human fighter. Yeah, that's honestly all I got.
And last but not least, we have Rodeo.
Hi, I'm Rodeo Maxwell, and this season I will be playing Castor Sideris. He is a human grave cleric with a bunch of secrets behind him. Very sweet, very naive, but more deep than you would expect. And with that, I'm going to throw it back to the Diggity Dungeon Master.
So, we did have a lot going on last game. And this game, we have somebody new coming in. Wasn't with us last time. Still part of the member, just kind of scheduling issues. But I'd like to start us back up. Just outside of the bakery. We have the cart out there, the donkey. And for the most part, it seems like a bright, sunny day. The birds are chirping. The wind is blowing. It's got a nice breeze going on. It's not too hot, not too cold. About 70, 72 degrees. A little warm. The sky looks blue. But I will say, off in the distance to the north, there seems to be a rolling of clouds. Now, you don't know if that could be tomorrow, or you don't know if that could even be today. But it looks as though there might be some rough weather coming. Feel free to move about the cabin.
With that being said, Castor will go and go for shopping for something, which I already messaged you about.
Yeah, I'd definitely say you'd be able to find that. About 3 gold, especially if it's sealed. Canvas is kind of difficult to come by, and yeah, so it's a little pricey, but doable.
Yep, like a sheet, basically, you know.
Yeah.
Zer would have probably woken up Soot after their camp out on the Blackbrick Bakery's floor, and asked if he wanted to go for a run.
Soot would agree, and I guess probably just be wearing like breeches.
All right. So I guess we'll take maybe our usual route because we've been roomies for a month. And Zereth's going to strike up conversation as they jog through the shady streets from the low-hanging sun, and he's going to say, "So, what do you think of our new companions there, Castor and Callisto?"
Uh, truth be told, I'm a little bit of a bad judge of character. I mean, I seem to like them. They didn't do anything bad. They paid their tab, and that's more than I can say for a lot of folks around here.
I can't disagree. I think they're pretty honest. I can't say the same for that odd wizard fellow, Jason. But yeah, I have a good feeling about them. They like pomegranates, so they can't be evil.
I fear what that says about me not being the biggest fan of them.
Well, you're good in other ways. Listen, I had an idea. They'll turn a corner, and the markets, I guess, will probably be setting up at this time because just about the crack of dawn.
Yeah, probably. So they don't really get rolling until about noon, but you could probably find small peddlers until then.
Okay, so I'll slow down and I'll start catching my breath and just cooling off and rifling through some of the some of the wares that some of the merchants are setting out and politely nodding as I pass by, and I'll continue with Soot. I had an idea. Before we set off, I think right now in Pulpa, gossip is exploding even more than usual with the falling of the crystal. I thought maybe we could go up to one of the richer districts, win some money through some cards, maybe a performance or two, uh, maybe coax out some of the reservations that Callisto and Castor have been setting before us and get them to show their personality. Have a bit of fun before we set out on the road. See if we can dig up any rumors.
I can definitely do that. My strength lies more in dice than cards, but I think the point remains. I think we could see what we can do. As far as weeds go, do we not already have a destination?
We do, I guess. North? It was weird the way Callisto and Castor kind of decided that was where we needed to go, but I guess everybody that saw the crystal is probably heading up that way. But you never know what you might hear from the nobles. They have their ins and outs.
I suppose that's true. Yeah, you know what? I suppose I can also talk to them. Are we? Sorry, a little bit of a thick skull here. We are gambling with the nobles, or just talking to them?
I was just expecting to have a good time.
That's fair. I just kind of need to know a game plan so I don't go off book, as it were.
I think the more money we can raise before we go out, the better. And if we get to see a little bit more of our companions' true faces before that, all the more.
Oh wait, yes, that's right. I need to set aside some money so that we can buy a mule for a trip up, and then I think we're good to hopefully gamble the rest away.
Ah, yes. Poor Ollie. And then I guess they'll turn another corner and head back to the bakery.
All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to do?
It's still fairly early in the morning, isn't it?
I'd say so, yeah.
Well, given Martha's soon going to be leaving her lovely bakery, she's probably going to put up a sign like, going out of business sale, sell the remaining of her stock in order to get some coin for the journey.
Callisto would probably say, Miss Martha, do you need any help with anything like that?
Well, I'm certainly not going to be baking much today. I'm always happy to have some help around here, especially I have a feeling people are going to be crowding in once they see everything's really cheap. You know how they are.
To be completely honest with you, I don't really.
Think of it this way. It's like birds sing a bird feeder out. They just all swarm the moment fresh seed is poured.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
And Martha, would you need any help moving anything to your cart?
I do have... Oh yes, my altar. I have a few books. I can just carry those. It's mostly the altar upstairs. It's a big hunk of carved wood. I'm afraid I'm a bit too short, squat, and non-muscular to carry it myself, or else I would.
Would you like to show me to it? See what I could do.
Oh, absolutely.
Castor, by the way, looking at him, he is not he is not very large of frame. He's kind of slight, so
Uh-oh.
let's see how large this altar is.
Same with Callisto.
Well, she will lead you upstairs. There's like one stairway going up, one down to the basement. And also right there you see a lovely portrait of her and her husband. But as she leads you up, she does eventually stop by a massive carving of a bear's head, just from what it looks like a slice of a large tree trunk.
All right. So, Castor, looking at this, can you guess about how much it weighs, Corey?
Oh, probably around 400 pounds.
All right. So he'll go to like give it a lift, and like he'll obviously be like, no, and you'll see him. He'll put a hand over his heart, and he'll cast a guidance on himself. Let's see if I can give this a big old heave ho. And I'm
If
guessing
you would like, I could get a blanket and we could just sort of scoot it downstairs.
that might be easier. I don't want to damage it down the stairs, though.
That's fair.
Let's see if I can do this. And strength, I'm guessing, Corey?
Oh dear.
Yes, please. Athletics. Because you get your bonuses stuff.
Use your legs, not your back, dear.
I pushed the button. I'm not sure if it...
Roll 20 is just doing its thing. We'll give it a minute.
Oh, okay.
That's a
I got a
2.
2. So I'm guessing even with the...
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big old mighty 4. So Castor doesn't even budge this, I'm guessing.
Probably not.
Oh, this is... Maybe we should wait for Soot and Zereth to come back.
Yeah, that might be smarter.
Callisto just kind of comes up and says, I'm not sure how much help I would be, but I can try?
Let's wait for the others, dear. I think this is a 4-person job.
That's probably a good idea. I would help in a better way, but I don't think there is space.
A better way.
Oh no, there's definitely a better way. It just takes some more space than, forgive me, this very small room.
Oh, certainly.
So maybe about this time, Zer and Soot are coming back to the bakery.
Sounds good.
Zer's gonna start shouting at the side of the cart. Martha! Oh,
Gosh.
good.
Oh dear.
And I just had an idea. Don't put out your kilns right away. I was having a thought as I was talking to Soot on our morning run, and we thought it'd be a nice change to have a night out. Maybe see if there are any other straggling adventurers that want to join, pick up some rumors, and I thought maybe you could cater our own kind of private escapade.
Cater.
Yeah, invite some of the locals to our performances, our games, earn a little money.
I mean,
gather a
I do
little
have plenty of
info.
things I need to sell. If
It
I
would
just
be a shame
invited
to waste
people.
it.
Yes. Sure, why not? Might as well. One last gung-ho before I leave.
Castor will look down from the edge of the stairs to Zer, and he'll be like, could you help me and Callisto out with moving something of Martha's?
Please.
Aye, sounds shiny. Yeah, I'll be right up and take a look at the bear statue. Be like, ooh, it's just a tad more than I can deadlift, but I think with all three of us, we can get it downstairs safely without breaking off a nose or an ear.
Yeah, not to step in here, but I think heavy lifting's generally my job around the shop. So I mean, I can do that if you need help.
I was going to say, Castor will pat Stood on the back and say, that's the spirit. Give him a guidance.
So I know with Zereth's strength score, he can drag something 360 pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming with two of them, they
I'm
can.
guessing it'd be advantage.
Oh, well, that's wimpy, but that is what I rolled.
So that would be a 14 altogether. Not quite enough.
Oh, I'm helping.
Oh, okay. Then go ahead and give me an athletics too, and we'll add that to his roll.
Oh,
I'm doing an accumulative thing
is this to get it like down the stairs safely?
to get it all the way to the cart. Just one big roll.
Okay. Because combined, their strength scores could easily lift it, but I'm assuming it's a bit of a maneuverability challenge.
Yes. It's a lot of weight getting down the stairs, around corners, into the cart without dropping it.
Good. Ross on the stairway and friends. Athletics.
Just pivot. Just pivot.
And I'll throw in my help to there too, albeit it won't be much.
If you're using guidance, you can't.
Oh, okay. If I'm using guidance, I can't. Right.
So with the two of your guys' rolls, you're going to be able to get it down. It's going to be a little dicey, maybe a little bit on that bottom stair. Maybe it squeaked a little too much, gave away a little too much. There was a moment. But you're good. You'll get it up into the cart. You'll get it to sit down, and you'll feel kind of like the whole weight of the cart just shift a little bit once it's set in place.
And you said 400 pounds?
Yes.
Okay, so that's most of the cargo of the cart. So let's pack a lot of compactable dry goods. When we make our trip up, it'll be about a 4-day travel to Fort Tosum. I assume that's our destination if we're headed north. That'll be the next stop.
Less than 3.
Yes, and you might want to pack or go buy a couple of tents, especially ones that might be sealed for the weather, because it looks like there's a storm coming in the next couple of days or so.
Yes,
That's
yes.
a fair idea. Actually, this is brings a good point. Preparation-wise, I am absolutely terrible when it comes to being outside. I don't mind the cold, I don't mind the rain, but I'm not quite good at setting up camp or finding supplies or lighting a fire. Do we have someone that can do that?
I can do that.
I can do that as well.
Oh, okay. I know you were there. I'm one second. I'm gonna buy a
Jason
pill.
will just kind of blink.
I swear you quiet this whole time. You could have helped us get this down the stairs, but you didn't. That's fine. It's
I'm
fine.
not very much of a strong person. It's mostly my brains.
You got some tight muscles underneath you. You're built like a wiry little thing.
He has 8 strength. This boy looks skin and bones.
But wait, Zer, did you tell Martha about our plan? Do we need to run that by her? Or are we just what's the?
Actually, it would be a good time to tell everybody. At least to get everybody on the same page. Not that it's unanimous, but Soot and Martha and I were thinking that we might have a go at one of the noble districts, gaming, performing, gathering a bit of info, maybe picking up some straggling adventurers who want to join our cause for the crystal. The more the merrier, and the more info, the safer. And gossip's got to be exploding around Pulpa these days with the soldiers falling north.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Castor?
Sounds like a very smart idea. As for information, I think it would be wise to gather as much as we could. But most people in town probably won't know any more about the crystal than we do. But it would be good to earn some money, gather any stragglers, see the town. I've never been here.
Well, there's definitely a lot to see, and though, well, the first 2 months I was here, I grew tired of the extravagancies. I think you ought to see what they have in store in Hightown.
Oh, yes, they get quite goofy.
Don't they, Martha?
I've never been around decadence. It would be interesting to see it.
Interesting is a word.
Oh, yeah, sometimes they take different animals and then sew them together, then cook them.
By deity.
I don't know why either.
That sounds horrific.
Usually it's a little piglet and a chicken. I still don't know why.
Cats.
Well,
Rich people be crazy.
Second to that opinion.
Apparently.
well then, perhaps we should, make sure we have everything set away, and then go off and do our gaming. I've never gambled before. Is it fun?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It is very fun.
You guys will start to feel a rumble in the ground. The building will start to shake a bit.
Oh, dear.
And as things start working, you can see all the glasses kind of clinking and falling. And then for a moment, it'll be silent. But there will be a bright light outside.
Castor, just off the cuff, seeing that bright light, is going to, without ritual, just cast Detect Magic.
It's definitely magical. It's a mixture of a lot of different types of magic. It's in a raw form of some kind.
So the way I see it, Castor's eyes begin to glow just a slight bit as he sees the thing, and without much word, he's going to walk out the front door to go see if he can get a better look at it.
Soot is going to run into the back and come out with a shirt on, a spear, and a shield, and then run out to the front.
Dear, I don't think the lightning's going to hurt you. Or at least attack you.
If this is lightning, it's quiet lightning, and I don't like that.
There is a beacon of light for those who enter, or those who exit. You will see a beacon of light far to the north. It is bright, and it is shining directly up. Now, Castor, you had a vision.
Mm-hmm.
This seems to be located around where your presumption was.
Mm-hmm. Figured.
It is going to kind of darken the sky a bit, and clouds are going to start to roll in. But there is a sense of something shifting. The last time that a crystal was introduced to the world, there was an explosion of things. New life, new magic, new everything. There's going to feel in the atmosphere like a charge, an abundance of new magic. This is so fundamental to those who can actually understand the weave of what magic is. You can kind of start feeling things change a bit, but in a good way.
I was gonna say, with the Detect Magic up and all that change and stuff, I'm guessing like being outside, the goose pimples on Castor's skin start standing up along with the hairs, just kind of rising with all this new magic coming about.
You guys can start to hear that thunder rolling through the clouds as the sky darkens a little bit more. And a trickle of rain will start.
Soot will actually look a little kind of upset that it is actually a storm, like what Martha said. Just be like, it's Martha was right.
Odd
And
indeed. It
they
rolled in
will
faster
turn
than I would have
around
thought.
and just kind of like jog back into the store to put their stuff up.
I saw Storm in the distance
You're expecting this.
right before you guys came back. It shouldn't have rolled in this fast from everything I know from nature. But something... You all see that light, right? Good. Maybe this is a time that I should have a talk with the three of you.
Yeah.
We should all have a seat inside.
All right. How's it cutting?
And I had one of those dreams, and I saw basically that area where that light is coming from. Lines up just about right. It's in the north of the Grangle Jungle. A very dangerous place, according to Callisto. And we shouldn't be going there yet, according to her. But I wanted to let you know that it was somewhat of a fainting spell, but for the most part it was, I don't want to say a vision because that doesn't sound right, but a dream with pull.
Oh. All right. Well, that's cool. So you're one of those oracular types. That's fascinating. Thank goodness. I thought you were going in a completely different direction when you started talking about pubescent dreams. Did it tell you anything else?
The feeling I got was different than when I normally have my dreams. I'm not told. I'm shown, and I get overwhelming feelings. And normally, my overwhelming feeling is one thing telling me how to feel, making me feel a certain way. This time it was two things. I'm not sure if they were tugging at each other or working with each other. But it wanted me to see that.
It's interesting.
It wanted me to see where this crystal that fell out of the sky was.
Well, I don't know if it's the same here as it is back home, but often when a man falls, we don't say that he's fallen, he's died in battle. We say that he's pulled. I'm assuming you mean something different. But if Callisto thinks that we should, if it's not the right time, then maybe we should just continue with our plan and avoid the rush of people going into the jungle that are likely issuing from Fortosum about now.
Well,
To be
if...
clear,
Oh, go on, sorry.
to be clear, it's not. I am aware that this area that we're talking about, where the crystal supposedly is dangerous. I don't imagine that it's quite as dangerous for you all as it is for me.
Why would that be, dear?
I don't necessarily feel comfortable saying too much, but let's just say that if I go home, I am in somewhat grave danger.
Deep trouble with the in-laws, dear? Or maybe not even in-laws, family?
Sure.
I know that feeling, dear. It's all right.
Yeah, so we'll put a tentative hand on your shoulder. I actually understand that pretty well myself. I have a thought of what we can do. We can head up to Fortosum, go to Tansum, and then either go to Blarg and see if we can get a ship to the north of the Grangle Jungle, or we can go all the way to... I apologize, Corey. I cannot read that map. I am just blind.
What are you pinging?
Coda, there we go. Wow. We
Wait,
could
what?
go all the way up to Farcoda and then sail around to the north of the Grangle Jungle and basically accumulate acclaim and esteem. I think those are the words. Yes, and then use our fabulous wealth that we've collected to our advantage and find the crystal.
Sounds like a good enough idea for me. To me.
I would agree on that. I think we should, like we were planning, we should form a guild and see what kind of money we can make going in that direction, generally. See if there are any, quests, missions, requests that would have us go out north and west.
Okay.
That's a good thought.
Well,
Alright.
the first thing we need to do then is to make ourselves a guild and find one of those jobs.
Yes, we can usually do that at the inns, I believe, is what I heard, or the taverns.
Do we need to... Okay, so let's sign the guild charter, then we'll come back and I'll get doled up. So let's do this.
As for a party, though, do you think the rich will want to be out gallivanting when it's raining?
I mean, if I say 50% off the cake, they're going to be there for the cake.
Can somebody roll me a 1d100, please?
Got it. Rolling the dice. 65.
Thank you.
I don't like that number.
It's too close to the funny number, but not close enough.
I just don't like 6s or 5s.
Oh, I'm done. I'm using that later. You guys go ahead.
Well, I guess to the tavern or inn we go.
Absolutely.
Lead the way.
I was hoping one of you would. I don't know the town.
Oh, that's right. I'll do it. And Soot will boldly walk out the door towards the nearest tavern.
Martha will tag along.
Castor will follow, and as he walks outside, he'll put his hood down so he can feel the rain wash over him. Kind of run his fingers through his hair. He'll look like he's enjoying himself.
I'd say the rain has very highly picked up.
He'll still be enjoying himself.
My husband once said that he was taught as a kid that the rain was the gods pissing. That was very stupid. Quite a funny memory, though. And thunders were their farts.
I was always told that it was the tears of the gods.
That's less funny than pee, though.
It was always told it was the nurturing of the gods to help circle the life of the crops and the forest.
Praise Tetra? I guess.
This is good. We could use these stories to put on some kind of act. I'm sure that everybody is crowding into the inns with this terrible rain, by which I mean wonderful rain. And you know what they say, plume in vacuity leaves minds and pockets empty, or in the case of our pockets, a little fuller.
I have some things that I could help with storytelling that I used back in Pensum when I was giving sermons.
Sermons?
As you guys continue on down towards the inn, you will find that there are several carts making their way out of town. Some people who may have even lived here for years.
Are leaving town?
Yes, they are leaving town.
Everyone, go ahead to the inn. Zara, you know the way. I'm gonna talk to them, see if I can find out any information. And Soot will jog in front, and unless actively stopped, kind of if they are moving, will jump up and kind of hop onto the carriage and be like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" kind of thing.
Well, the first person's going to push you off because they think you're a thief.
That's fair.
But the gentleman will eventually look to you. Dwarven fellow, black hair, green eyes, a little stout, fully dressed in full plate, and a great sword to his side.
Soot will, while holding onto the carriage, or if on the ground, will kind of half bow. I don't know a better way to put this, but what's the rush?
The crystal, what you think? First person to find it gets 105,000 gold. Maybe more. Not only that, land and other shit, so everyone's rushing.
Including the nobles? That seems to be something that everyone would relegate. Is that
Well.
not?
Do you not know much about what they said from the first crystal?
I thought no one touched the first crystal. I thought that was kind of the...
When I was a wee lad, about 500 years ago, they used to tell stories that the first person to find the crystal was granted eternal youth. So even if you're rich, how would you like living forever?
I suppose that's fair, so... Okay, that answers that question. I'll reach into my pocket, flip a gold, and walk away.
I guess he'll take it. He's gonna bite it, check it, but yeah.
I mean, it's real.
Yeah. There's other carts as well. You know, if you wish to try to talk to someone else.
I'm going to take that for a good enough answer, and I'm going to assume everyone else is at the inn and just walk bold as you please into the...
Okay. The inn, besides about 3 other people, is empty. Zan, why don't you go ahead and give us a description of your character?
Finn would probably be somewhere near the bar, strumming his lyre with a very peaceful smile, just trying to play a little bit of music just for the few people there. He is he looks to be about 20, dirty blonde, short hair, with a simple dark blue tunic on over a white plain shirt, with a rapier at his side, and that is pretty much him. He has dancing lights up as they're like bouncing with the tunes, as he's just eyes closed, strumming his lyre with a very, like I said, a very peaceful smile.
So it looks like they already have some entertainment here. But why is it empty?
Evidently, everyone is trying to go for the crystal. Poor, wealthy, young, old, just getting whatever fame, wealth, or power they can. So the competition just got a lot fiercer.
I would have thought that the people of Popa already had a lot of wealth and power.
No. Oh, no, no. I mean, perhaps the nobles, but that's the thing, is that those that get power can't get enough of it. So why stop at petty leadership? But I guess with everyone out on the road, we should hurry up, because we are already losing any lead that we may have.
However, this should bear good news for us because everyone else is going straight for the crystal. There should be more jobs available for us to choose from because nobody will be picking the jobs if they're just going straight for the crystal.
Makes sense to me.
That's true. So let's sign this guild charter, get a drink, and then get to move on either tonight or tomorrow.
So Castor will head up to the bar and talk to the bartender.
Behind the bar is a female elf. Let me go ahead and get a quick picture for you. That way you guys know what you're looking at, and then I can give a quick description. Bum ba da dum bum bum ba da dum bum bum ba da dum dum bum. In-game info. Here we go. She has very darkish red hair, yellow eyes with what seems to be these thin markings of some kind of tribal marks near underneath her eyes. Her clothing is relatively normal. Blue tunic, a little bit of shoulder padding to the side, maybe just something to help for the discomfort of moving boxes or heavy lifting towards trays. She doesn't seem to be any kind of adventurer, nor does she look like she's spent a lot of time on the road. But with her long pointed ears and fair skin, you can assume she might be some kind of a high elf.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, I was told that this is the area you come to form a guild for adventuring.
Oh, yeah. Are you looking to start a guild?
Yes, I think we were.
Ah, well, I can definitely do that. There might be a few things that might have changed since the last time anybody's checked. I will inform you that. The current sign-in signature for a guild is 50 gold.
Castor's gonna look, he's gonna count. Well, he's gonna turn to everyone else. I can cover a fifth.
I can cover about 20 gold, dear.
I mean, I can also cover, but actually, to be completely honest, Zera, you said you wanted to see if there are any other straggling heroes that wanted to join us.
Maybe one with large coffers. Hopefully, maybe.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes.
I couldn't help overhearing that you were looking to start a guild, and it so happens that I'm looking for a little bit of adventure and join a guild myself. And I can help pay. I can put in about 10, 15 gold to help pay.
Perfect. That actually saves me the vocal stress of yelling to the bar. So that's perfect.
Could also
Hold on.
use some refreshing tunes along the way. It's very nice. I'm liking what you're playing.
Well, thank you. Let me introduce myself, and he will, silent. No, he won't use that. The dancing lights will spin around his head, and he will be, my name is Finn Tallstrider, Bard Extraordinaire at your service.
Castor will smile at that and then look down to himself. I guess since we're doing theatrics, Castor will move his hand up, cast thaumaturgy, and change his eyes to match the color of the dancing lights. And my name is Castor Sideris, noble and devoted follower of Demeter.
Soot. And Soot will just extend a hand.
He will shake it with one hand, and the other hand he has pulled out a notebook and after he's done shaking, he will start writing these names down.
Oh, you can call me Zer. It's nice to meet another musician that doesn't have their head completely up their arse.
Callisto also comes up and kind of just awkwardly curtsies, like she doesn't know how to do it, and says, "Hi, my name is Callisto."
Castor will flash her a thumbs up after that because they were working on that during their travels.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And Soot will elbow Martha. We have a new friend.
Hello, dear. My name's Martha. Pleased to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine.
All right. So the way I see it, if Castor, you said it costs 50 gold a pop, and there's 7 of us here. Jason, hold on, I'll actually turn to Jason. Jason, did you want to get in on this?
You don't know what?
Being a guild? Isn't that why you're following us?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any gold?
Well, yes and no. I mean, yes. I can give about 5, but I think I was told to keep 5 for myself for food.
Very
Sure,
wise.
that's fine. Okay, so that's 5, so that's 45 divided by 6. Okay, so if we roughly give in 9 gold, no, that's 54. So if we do 8, that's fine. That'll be enough, and then we can put 3 in the pot for the guild gold. So everyone 8 gold, and so
All
we'll
right.
hold out a hand.
Callisto will hand hers over.
Out of character, and did we decide on a name, guys?
You don't even know that you fully you don't know what's required yet.
Oh, you're right. I was going to say, but I was just trying to figure that out so I didn't get caught off guard and have to do it later.
I mean, I dropped a couple in there, but
I mean, it's okay to talk about, but what I will say is And you're still going to need to talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Character here
Yeah.
in a second. And I guess Soot would fish out 8 gold of their own, so that way there's the pot, I guess, to start.
Finn will toss 8 into to you.
Castor will put in his 8.
Okay. Yep. I'll figure it out later.
And
8 will
Jason
go.
can only give 5.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what we were working
That's
on
fine.
the
That
assumption
was
of.
and then there will be
Cool.
8 from 6 other people. Will be 48, and then that'll leave us with 3 extra gold to kind of start like a guild fund.
Okay.
That way, no one has to pay anything extra. All right. So I will just. I think everyone gave money. If not,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So actually, Castor was the one that was talking to her. So I know this is weird, but Soot will hand Castor the 53 gold. Here's 53. You're the one that started this, so that's you.
All right. Castor will turn and put 50 gold on the bar and put 3 inside the pocket. And I'll put that right now under my character sheet under platinum pieces, but that'll just be our guild fund.
Right.
Is 50 gold in order?
Okay. Let me go get the paperwork. She's going to pull out a really large book. Ornate writing, sigils, kind of advanced stuff. She'll kind of flip it open till there is a free paper. And it's kind of a listed thing where there's multiple areas for people to sign. There will be about 70 areas for signatures, a guild name, a leader area, and a face, basically. And the face in quotations is those who will kind of address courts and other things like that. So you'll need a name. You'll need a person who deals with the royalty and other things like that, which could be the same thing as the leader, but some guilds do differently. You'll need basically a leader of the guild, and you'll need practically every signature of anyone joining the guild.
Castor will turn and relay this information to his group.
I have, to keep it vague, I have experience with courts, so I could be the one to deal with them. I honestly do not wish to be the leader. So anyone else can grab that spot, but if need be, I can be the one to deal with courts.
I too have dealt with nobility that have come to Tansum, and they seem to like my sermons. But if you would prefer to be the face, I'm very happy with that.
I am certainly one to be a little bit more crass with nobility. However, I do find myself growing attached to all of you. Gives a side eye to Jason. But
Jason's just feeding his bird.
yeah, that's why.
Just like innocently, like he's over in the background, like, oh, you're a little guy. What's up, little dude? Like, he's just paying no mind.
I mean, I could be our chaperone.
Martha, if you wanted to be a chaperone, we could leave it up to you to decide which one of your adopted children you'd like to head our party if you don't want to play the matron.
I mean, it's funny you should say that. I'm quite used to being a matron, but if anyone else wants to be the leader, I'm certainly not going to argue.
For me personally, I would certainly prefer not to be the leader or the face or anything like that. I'm certainly no leader.
I am no leader myself, and I have not dealt with nobles much, so I wouldn't be too good as the face.
Well,
I've been told I can command a crowd quite well.
really?
Yes, something I was taught in Tansum.
Lovely. Well, would you like to be the leader, dear?
If no one else would like to, I can definitely be the leader.
I have a proposition.
Hmm?
Since Castor seems to be the most comfortable around large crowds and has experience with preaching, we'll have him perhaps be the face. And then, as two people I know work rather well together, perhaps Soot and I could be co-leaders.
Castor will turn and look at the elf bartender. Can we do co-leaders?
I don't see why not. You've paid.
Uh, if all of you would be fine with me as the leader, symbolic or not, then I will take it. But I understand if you don't want that.
But you were talking earlier about how you wanted fame and accolades and um, the like. What better way than being the leader of a very important guild?
I suppose that is true. Yes, and what better way to not be afraid of something than to charge right into it?
That's
Yes.
the
Zereth.
spirit.
Okay, Zer, you first.
All right, and um, uh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name in your conversation with my compatriot. Uh, how do I call you? And he addresses the elf.
Torona?
Tirana, then. Would you be so kind as to fetch us a fancy pen? The fanciest pen your fine carries.
She'll pull out a very normal blue quill. That's about as fancy as we have.
By the way, dear, how have you been?
I'm okay.
Good.
Mostly working to get out of here soon.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you. How's Matthew?
Still missing.
Oh. Who's the other people? I mean, I know a few of them worked with you, but then there's the one with the horns and then the red-haired person.
Oh, you knew me, always making new friends. I figured I might as well pack up for a bit, go on a little vacay while the husband's away.
She's gonna point to Jason. Is that like your cousin or something?
Not that I know of. Possibly.
Let me go ahead and you guys go ahead and fill this out. I'm gonna go grab ale from the back room and make sure I'm stocked up. And if anybody shows up, she's gonna kind of look out the window a bit. I doubt it though.
Without making too much commotion or motion towards the beginning of the signing, Zara is going to sidle up to Martha. Now he's going to make sure that everybody else can hear as well, but he's speaking to Martha specifically, and he's going to say, I'm worried about Jason. He said something about being left with money and to keep from himself, and I don't believe he was telling the truth about his age earlier. Are we taking along an orphan?
He was
I
definitely
don't
lying.
understand.
Well, he
I
doesn't
don't
seem
want
to be a
be
minor.
responsible for a child.
Hmm.
Or
the best
or
way
some-
to find something out is to ask. And it is a little bit rude to talk about someone, especially if they're in the same room. If you'd like, I can ask. I don't.
In this moment, Castor will just pick a pen from his pack or a quill from his pack and just sign a big old Castor
that
in the book,
actually.
and then put it under the face too.
Zaire, did you already sign? Sorry.
Yeah, he was like discreetly signing as he was like sidling
Okay.
up to Martha.
Mhm.
So he left room on the top line.
Martha also signed.
Castor will pass his quill off to Callisto.
She'll take it and kind of awkwardly look at you and just scribble her name on it.
He'll just nod and then take the quill back and put it in his pack. Because that was his personal one that he brought out.
I should make myself one of those.
Finn will take a pen and write his name in big letters and basically take up a lot of space and fancy scribble.
Okay.
Once everyone else has signed, Soot will sign and then kind of close the book and push it back.
Don't we still need to come up with a name?
Oh, that is true.
Yes,
Actually,
that's true.
Jace forgot that one.
Well, we did all meet over pomegranate pie.
Mm-hmm.
Except
Maybe-
for our new friend.
Pomegranate sounds lovely right now. I haven't had pomegranate since I left home.
Actually, yesterday was the first time I ever had it. It was wonderful.
Ooh, what about like the Pom Pom Posse? Pom Pom Squad. Or maybe just Pom Posse. I don't know.
Too much alliteration.
Aw.
Basically in celestial, which I'm going to go with is Latin-esque. He's going to say the one that Zereth recommended in our earlier chats.
There's so many of those.
Granatum fratris.
Granatum fratris?
And Zereth.
Granite flatulence? What?
I didn't know you knew sun speech. I guess it makes sense if you're from Sandshade, but I also don't know many people from Sandshade. Interesting.
It's translates to Brotherhood of the Pomegranate.
That worked.
It's got a nice ring to it. I like it.
Well, yeah, I can see that. We can do that.
We can also throw off people by calling us either the Sunspeak name or the regular name.
Why would we need to throw people off of our... Yeah, you
That's-
know what?
Never know what could happen, or it could just be funny.
All right.
I think you make a good point. If we become famous, which I think we will, just kidding. But if we did happen to become famous or infamous, it's a good duality to have. Therefore,
So
we can legally represent ourselves without getting us into much trouble. I'm sorry, Castor.
So we're all in agreement then?
I say so.
Sure.
Jason,
Mhm.
Castor will pipe up a bit loud because he's distracted in the back.
Yeah, he's currently playing on the table with the bird. They're like
See-
moving sticks and stuff.
So yeah, he piped up so that he could hear him.
Sorry, what?
The name of our guild, Granatum Fratris, Brotherhood of the Pomegranate. Are you okay with that?
Sure, I guess.
All right, Castor will take his quill out and he'll write it in celestial script on there.
Also, outside of game, fuck you guys, because you know I'm never going to be able to pronounce that.
Just call us the Brotherhood of the Pomegranate.
Yeah, that's why I was like, we're gonna use
Palm
both
Bros.
names.
Palm Bros. Palm Bros.
You could shorten
Palm
it to
Pals.
I was never gonna be able to pronounce it either. That's why I was like, we could call ourselves either or. So
Or the Brotherhood.
Yeah, the Brotherhood.
Martha's calling us all Palm Pals. I hope you know that, because she will not remember that.
Sarah actually kind of likes Palm Pals too, but officially, I like the name that Castor voted for. Or
Yeah, we gotta be
So now that we're done, I guess Castor will wait for the elven bartender to come back in, and when she does, he'll look to her. Are there any job listings that we might take?
She's going to be kind of wiping her mouth, like maybe she had a little bite to eat real quick, get some crumbs off. Not currently. You see, that's the downside. For the larger guilds, we have maybe a handful. But for beginners, like you guys, which, once completed, you guys would be considered newbie guild. Well, there's not much. And
don't need much.
she'll kind of pull out the only job thing that's really there. And it will explain basically that for the newbie guilds, the only thing that you guys have is a missing black cat for a small girl who is willing to pay a single gold, which is her life savings, in order to find.
And it's located. This is in this town.
Yes. Potentially. I mean, unless the cat's, left town.
Or died.
Missing cat. I think we can do that, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm going to say that I don't want to take a little girl's life savings.
Oh yes, we can all agree on
I
that.
think a gold will that's nothing to forsake, I suppose.
So I guess we'll take it.
Okay. She'll stamp it, put it in the book. She'll close the book. It'll shine a light through. She'll kind of pull it back out again, and there'll be 2 copies, one for her and one for you guys.
Castor will have a big smile. Look, everyone, our first gig.
We have to find the little
Okay,
kitten.
so
Now
yes,
just 22 more, and you guys can move up to the next level.
20. That's a very specific number. 23 quests.
Maybe we
Well,
can do something
originally it
live.
was 5, but unfortunately, with the amount of influx of new coming guilds, prices have changed, and so have the requirements. We're
Zereth's
seeing a
gonna look
huge
around.
influx.
He's gonna look around the empty tavern and lick his lips and just kind of smack him and be like, "Right."
So shall we just actually, if it's raining, that means the cat will seek shelter, probably. So I think that'll narrow down where we can find it. Shelter, warmth, food. Honestly, the tavern's a great place to start. Do you have a rat problem by any chance?
No, we keep this place pretty clean.
Okay, that's one lead down. Anyone
I think-
else got any ideas?
I think we could go to the little girl's house and ask her where the last place she saw it was.
Mm-hmm.
Also
The
a good point.
location for where you can find her should be written on the page.
Would the paper also have where she last found it was?
No. That's where... So, here's how this works. Yeah, you do have to do a little bit of work. What you'll have to do is you'll get the paper. The paper will explain a short summary. And then on the back, it'll give you your payment and where you can find the person who is hiring someone so that you guys can go directly to them and gather more information personally. I'm only limited, and I can't remember all of them. So, it's kind of a way that the guild system works.
Gotcha. Well, every great adventure starts with the first quest. Ooh, that's a great song. He pulls out his book and starts writing down lyrics.
Okay, so yep. Let's go then. Onward. And wait! And so we'll actually jog out the door in the direction of the bakery.
Okay.
Castor will look to Zaire and Martha, and he will hold the paper out and then point at where the location is. How do we get here?
Oh, that's no problem at all. I don't know if that's where Soot was heading. He tends to run off like that a lot.
He
It's
saw
actually
where
the
it
opposite
was.
direction.
Okay.
I wonder what he could be getting. He seems quite energetic.
Yep. Zara will just start laughing.
Castor will laugh along with him.
Soot, they have a mind of their own, And that's very much a good thing. Very academic, very energetic, and mysteriously rough around edges in a charming sort of way.
And I guess we'll just have a talk until Soot comes back. Let's just have Soot come back so we can progress
So
storyline.
Soot will
Actually,
Oh, okay.
I had
Go
a
on.
thing I wanted to do real quick. Can I pull the barkeeper aside real quick?
Sure.
I
So kind of come over closer to the end of the bar.
I just had a random question, and don't take this as anything too serious. But you wouldn't have happened to see anyone wearing a red cloak other than my friend Castor, of course.
Red cloak? Hard to say. With today's influx, I've seen a lot of people, though the place is kind of not so busy now. Mostly rushed the moment that, well, everybody woke up. So, I've seen maybe 8.
Oh, okay. That, I would say it's rather distinctive, but I guess it's not. And follow-up question, you haven't seen anyone, well, to put it bluntly, like me, around?
Seen plenty of tieflings, but I don't know what you mean.
Specifically purple and naturey.
Nature, no. I've seen 2 purple tieflings today. It's not a really uncommon shade.
To be honest with you, I didn't know, but okay. Thank you for your help.
Well, I mean, you have your red. There's some greens in there. A couple of purples. Yellows. I've seen a yellow one.
A yellow tiefling?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank you for your time.
You too.
And I'll walk away.
She'll continue cleaning glasses.
Okay.
Does Callisto seem off when she comes back?
Yeah, she seems a little bit disheartened.
Esther will notice and, like, give her a look and just a quick, an infernal, you okay?
She replies in Infernal, it's fine. It's nothing.
Castor will go with it. He trusts her.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. So don't worry too much about it.
All right. Sorry, I missed something, but if you say everything's fine. So it looks like, and Izzeay will retrieve the guild charter. We have an apostate, a prophet, a lyricist, an armsman, a street fighter, a baker, and an orphan. It's quite an interesting roster. I think we're going to have a great time.
Seems like the start to a great story, or an even greater song.
All right, now that Soot, you're back. Where did you run off to?
Okay. Soot will come back in drenching wet. There we go. And will be wearing their full set of armor. So they are now wearing their chainmail. They have their spear and their shield. Sorry, had to go and get properly equipped for heroics. That's where I went. So let's go forth. And they will, motion heroically forward with their spear, and then kind of look around to make sure everyone is good to go, and then jog out the door.
Castor is going to kind of lean towards Martha. Martha, do you perhaps bake with milk?
All the time, dear. Why?
Cats like milk.
Yes, they also like fish, mice, anything you really leave out.
I was just trying to brainstorm things we could lure it out with.
If we're going to do something like that, dear, it should be something very stinky. So I would say fish.
I was going to say, they do also like birds, and she's going to give a very pointed look towards Jason.
Jason will pull out a bag of catnip.
Oh, that works too!
We
You
cover a fish in catnip.
You just carry
Dinner
a
and
bag
a
of
sh-
catnip.
Yes, I'm an alchemist, so I carry a few things here and there.
It's probably a spell component of some sort.
Yeah, true.
In a way, I do minor stuff. I was taught. I can change the substance into certain things, and it takes me time, but catnip is actually rather useful and a cheap way of being able to find things in the wilderness while also having ingredients. And I'm not an orphan. I'm an urchin. Difference.
We should, though, follow Soot. He seems to be jogging. And so Castor will exit the tavern, following Soot.
Jason was talking as he was walking. Walking and talking.
I also did forget to mention Soot is no longer wearing the gloves they were wearing, and their arms are like gray up to the elbow. But they are now jogging probably about a half a block away, headed towards the little girl's house.
Finn his nose will be in his book writing lyrics, so he will not be paying attention and probably walk into a few chairs as he walks out.
All right. Heading outside and heading towards the main gate to about 2 to 3 buildings down. This house will have a green roof, a small veranda out front, and a large, lovely kind of front porch. However, there is no light, and the door seems locked.
There's
I would say, Martha, you would recognize this as the captain of the guard's home. Captain Morgan.
Morgan's
Augers.
home.
Is Dust's compass going off towards his house?
No. This is a dry home.
Well, I was saying Captain Morgan, Rom.
Yeah.
Well, Castor, I guess, will knock on the door.
There will be no answer after about 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, so if
I would say as you guys are meandering and walking, you guys still always in the background have those carts kind of making their way out of town through the main gates. Just a heads up. Sorry, Jace, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm not sure how this will work, because if no one's home, then my assumption is that they've left. And then if they've left, even if we find this cat, how are we supposed to turn it in?
Would they
What are we
take
supposed to
their
give it to?
daughter with them, though? That doesn't seem...
Are they going to leave a little girl alone?
Are they going to take a little girl in a wagon on venture? Both
Actually,
equally.
this is probably going to be the dumbest thing I've ever done, but oh no! And then Soot will just haul back and try to kick the door open.
Oh dear.
Can I try to oppose him and stop him?
Yes, you definitely may.
Honey, bad, do not. Naughty, naughty. Gently baps.
Are you going to make me oppose your roll, or are you going to just let me
Are you?
reach
Well,
out and
Soot would
stop
like
you?
haul back, and if everyone was like no, then yes,
Yeah,
I apologize.
that's cool.
There we go. Okay, sorry that roll took so long to happen. God, I cannot roll well anyway. Don't worry, I don't think that would have broken a door.
Because that took so long to happen. I guess there's ample opportunity.
Yeah,
for
that
them
was
to try to
everyone's-
stop you.
Yeah.
Winding up your kick.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. That's how you kick down
There
a
will
door.
grab him with Castor. and
It was
Suit, this is, if I remember right, this is Captain Morgan, like Captain of the Guards, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
I just figured if they weren't home, like if they've left town, then there would be evidence inside in that there would be nothing there. And if there's
And
nothing
if they
inside,
were inside and they just didn't open the door.
then why wouldn't they? If they've put out the job, then why wouldn't someone answer the door when we knocked? This is a small enough town. It's not like terribly dangerous.
You said it's
But-
dark inside?
It's not terribly dangerous, he says as he was about to kick down the door.
You said it's dark inside, right?
Yes. No lights.
Is there a window?
Yeah.
Can I peek in, see what I see?
Sure.
I I have dark vision, but if you need me to do more, I will cast light on, like, I'll cast light on the end of I don't know, my finger, and just like point it through the window.
I mean, yeah. What exactly are you looking for?
Just see if anybody's like inside, or if everything looks packed up, or
Well, there's definitely furniture. Nothing looks packed up. Just that no one looks home.
no signs of a struggle.
No, not really.
DM, would Martha know if they had like a schedule or somewhere the little girl would go? Because, Martha probably knows the kids around here very well. Because,
If it's a busy day, the child would be kind of watched by the mother and the father. The mother would stay in the father's office while she continued schooling. With a large wind and with everybody going out, the chances are maybe she's at the guards station, the main gate.
why don't we try the guard station, dear? They might be there, especially since it's so busy with everyone leaving town. I'm sure he's quite busy as well. You know, making sure no one is breaking into houses.
Since it's dark and rainy, Castor will keep his finger with the light on it and ask for anybody to lead the way.
So, well, I guess once again, jog off in the direction of the guard post.
Before we go, Zer will take a quick look at the front of the house. What kind of state of affairs is this house in? Is this a well-kept house? And particularly the windows. What kind of quality of glass does this house have?
I mean, the wood seems well kept, as though it was treated some way. I mean, the glass doesn't look spectacular. It's, a simple pane of glass that, I don't know, maybe it wasn't... It's hard to explain. It's not perfect. There's a bit of warping. It's a flat pane, but because it was made by hand, because they were using old instruments in the time that it was made, there might be a little bit of warping. It's not clear. It's not completely see-through. Like, when you look at it, it might give you, like, one of those weird, kind of like carnival mirrors kind of look. If, like, you see your reflection back through. So you see it's not a perfect make.
All right. Well, I doubt we can expect much more than a gold from the parents, but lead on.
I mean, it still is a little weird that their captain of the guard's house is nobody's there, so this could lead to something bigger. Like fighting giant rats that have taken people into the sewers of the city.
Oh, don't remind me.
You have an awful imagination on you.
It helps me write.
Castor will nod.
So, heading out from the building and down to the main gates, you'll see several guardsmen, all wearing the same pulpy uniform, mostly chainmail, wrapped in a blue tunic, with a singular metal helmet piece. It will mostly, for the most part, cover a lot of their details. For the most part, you might get basic eyes, and if they have like a beard or something, it might be poking out the end of the headpiece. There is one person who is in a much more, I'd say, elegant kind of clothing. He definitely seems to be in some way kind of guiding a lot of the smaller troops. He looks to hold some kind of importance, I will say that.
Martha walks up. Morgan, sweetheart, darling.
Why? How are you?
Doing good. I heard that your daughter lost her kitty cat.
Aye, she did.
We were hoping we could maybe talk to her. I've joined this little adventuring guild. How sweet is that?
Oh, you're a guild? Huh. Yeah, she's inside with her mother. Just doing a bit of schooling now. We've been
That's
kind of busy. The influx has kept me mostly outside.
Oh, I bet.
And this rain. I wish it would end already.
All right. Well, she'll try and lead the way then. I have a feeling she knows a bit better than everyone else where everything is.
Maybe a little. Heading
Yeah, I'd say
inside. Sorry.
I was just going to say, Zereth's probably less familiar with the low town, and he is the high town, so he'd defer to Martha instead.
By the
Heading
way,
inside.
as we're walking, I'm keeping an eye out for the cat.
Okay. Give me a quick perception.
Not awful.
15.
Nothing quick about roll 20 tonight.
You might
Do
see a
that.
black streak head into an alleyway.
I'm gonna follow that streak.
Castor
Alone?
follows Callisto.
Yeah, if no one else comes with me, I'm doing one.
Okay. Heading into the alleyway, the rain will be pouring down, the water will be rushing down drain pipes in the side of the building. It'll be hard to see,
I
but
still got light up on my finger.
yeah. Even then, I mean, water hitting your eyes, making you blink, that kind of stuff. It's going to be a weird blackish outline in between two cans of trash. Yellow eyes kind of peering out from in it, almost like reflecting the light.
I'm gonna approach it cautiously and just say, "Hello, little one."
Zereth's going to appear behind them and just sort of see what our naturalist is up to.
Now, this is... You can't quite tell because it's wet. Give me a nature check.
Okay.
Castor have patted her on the back and given her guidance.
This is a... Oh man, this is great. I love this because we rolled this earlier. This is a reverse albino raccoon. And it's going to be hissing.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Animal Friendship.
Okay. So it's basically it's a solid black raccoon.
Oh my god, he's beautiful.
So what exactly does animal friendship do?
I
A spell
got
can
you.
let you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose the beast that you can see within range. It must see you and hear you if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher. Okay. So I mean it'll calm down. It's soaking wet. It's on edge, definitely. But it no longer sees you as a threat.
And by the way, that lasts for a day.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna kind of like put my cloak out over it. Be like, it's okay. Come here. Hi.
New friend, new friend.
It'll kind of follow out. It'll have 3 younglings behind it. These are normal looking raccoons. They unfortunately did not get the parents' color.
Callisto just goes,
Goes what?
just squeaks.
Castor took some dried meat out of one of his rations and rip it, shred it up, and just toss it to them.
They'll eat at it.
That doesn't look like a cat.
It's not a cat, it's a raccoon.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, no, this isn't what we're looking for. Just, oh my gosh, look at their little faces.
Jason will come down the alleyway. Oh, it's a trash panda.
Is that what you call them here?
Are we
I guess.
sure it's not what she's looking for?
So everybody's in the alley now. I thought
Everybody
I mean,
but
now that
Martha,
there's
I'd
a
say.
commotion, that's probably basically when Soot would walk over. Is like now that
I thought you guys went inside.
Well,
Finn,
Martha's
we're gonna take a minute.
inside.
Yeah, we're going to take a minute and separate from you guys.
Finn followed Martha, so
Okay. Finn and Martha, you guys will enter, and the first thing that you're going to pass are the cell rooms. Nobody's in the cells currently. It doesn't look like any arrests have been made. The place looks dry, clean. Upon heading back to the back 2 doors, you'll find that there are about 3 to 4 offices. One seems to be for questioning, which seems to be used currently for some sort of teaching. A mother and her daughter will be, kind of working. Let me go ahead and see if I have No, I don't really have anything to show you. Martha, you would know the mother's name as Veretta, and the young girl is named Matrice.
Hey there, sweethearts. How are you doing, little Triss? I was hoping we could talk.
Yeah. Is this about... Did she take anything from the store?
No, 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 no. You know she's always welcome for a snack. I heard her kitty cat got lost.
Yeah, Mr. Snuggles.
Oh, Mr. Snuffles. Well, me and my friends here just joined an adventuring guild, and we were hoping we could maybe help.
Your friends? And she'll look back and you'll see only Finn has followed.
And he's waving.
Oh, yes, she looks behind us like, where'd they go? Goodness, like a gaggle of ducklings. They still haven't figured out how to stay together quite yet, but yes.
I don't want to be rude. Have you heard from Matthew lately?
No, I have not.
When we last saw Mr. Snuggles, we were just near the farming district, just to the east of town. She had him on a leash, and somehow he slipped it.
Cats do not like leashes.
Well, she wanted to bring him along, and she felt bad for leaving me in the home, so at first I didn't think anything of it.
How long ago was it that he went missing?
About 2 days ago. But with the influx of guilds and everybody leaving, nobody's wanted to take up the mission.
Well, Finn will kind of bend down to, is it Matrish? The girl?
Yes.
To Matrish, and he'll say, well, you don't worry. We will find Mr. Snuggles, and we'll find him real fast for you.
She'll smile. You'll see a missing toothed grin, probably about 3 teeth.
He'll give a smile back, and the dancing lights, he'll start casting them where they'll spin around.
She will cast it back to you.
That's a very good trick. It took me a while to learn that one.
She'll pull off this little necklace. If you give me a Arcana,
All right.
that is a natural 1 and a 2 altogether. You have no clue what this thing is, but when she takes it off, the dancing lights will dissipate, and she'll kind of hand it out to you.
To me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is nice. What is it?
Your payment.
Oh, no. We can't take this. We'll find him for free.
She'll look to her mother confused. Her mother will nod. And she'll put her necklace back on.
And where exactly did you say you saw him last year?
Farming district to the east of town.
All right. Oh, well, I'm sure they'll find plenty of things for him to scrounge up for scraps over there. He
Most
might be a
likely.
bit chunkier.
We'll see. He was still a kitten, so...
Oh, dear. All right. Well, we'll go that way, all right? We're going to find your kitty cat, I promise.
She'll look a bit sad, but have hope.
What do I roll to gently pat the baby on the head?
You don't have to roll that. You can do that.
Pat, pat.
Heading outside of the room, back outside. We'll take a moment for you, and we'll go back to the alleyway. The pouring down rain. Thunder.
Castor will be smiling because Callisto's just absolutely enthralled with these raccoons. And he'll turn to Izzeay and Soot and Jason. Ever since I've met her, she's had a very, very good way with animals.
But, I mean, that is honestly fascinating, but, like, legitimately, if it's a little girl looking for this, I mean, maybe
I doubt
she
she-
doesn't know raccoon is?
If she is daughter of the captain of the guard. I'm sure that they know what a cat is, and they wouldn't let their daughter have a raccoon. So,
That is true. Parents are often they're not big on letting people have feral animals. Didn't think about that. Honestly, kind of forgot about parents. Okay.
At around this point, Callisto's just gonna discreetly cast Speak with Animals
Okay.
and say, "Hello. What brings all of you here?"
You'll basically get a chitter back, basically the rain shelter. You'll also hear something else a little weird. There is apparently communication between Jason and his bird.
I can hear that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The bird will just basically be telling him about some rules he was given, reminding him basically, as if he needed it. But just not to give away information. Remember to be kind, but don't tell them too much. And that if he does, he could potentially be... I think the term used was disappear.
All right then. I'm just gonna say, like, quietly listen to that in the back of my head, but say to the raccoons, you wouldn't have happened to see a kitten around here, or just a cat. I'm not entirely sure what age of cat we're looking for, but you wouldn't have happened to see one around, would you?
They're going to mention that they might have seen one heading out of the east gate about a day ago.
Oh, so he.
They shrug. They didn't
All
look for
right.
gender.
All right, they went out the east, like outside of the city, right?
Well, you get a chitter, yes.
Okay. Interesting. Would I know whether there's like a lot of forest, dangerous areas outside of Pulpa?
Well, to the east, you would be looking at Pulpa Forest, which could potentially have wolves, other kinds of, feral creatures, larger wildlife, bears, even.
Okay then. Cool. I will relay that information to the party.
well, I think we should go find Martha and Finn and see if they got any information from the captain's guard's daughter.
Agreed. And I turn back to the raccoons and say, did you all want to try and find somewhere that's a little bit more out of the rain?
They'll kind of shake their head that the trash can lid was leaving them somewhat dry. They were able to stay there until it was pretty much over.
Oh, okay. Well, if you need a friend or someone to hang out with, hello.
And they'll basically just say, if we ever see you again, hello.
Cool. I made friends, guys.
Wait, I'm sorry.
so proud
what
of
just
you.
happened?
Oh, I talked to the raccoons.
Oh, okay, that checks out. Primal magic is... I'm a little iffy on that. Okay, that's impressive.
Wait, you guys can't do that?
I didn't even know you were doing it.
I
But I guess that makes sense now.
Wait, what did it look like out from the outside? I've always been curious about this, because to me it
Chittering.
normally...
You chitter back to them, they wouldn't understand.
Oh,
making sounds.
okay, cool.
Castor would be like, yeah, you chittered at them and they chittered back, and I've seen you do it before. I just thought nothing of it.
Oh, cool.
No, I can't do that.
That's
So
very
you're a bit
sad.
more than a naturalist. That is impressive, like I said.
Well, certainly I'm a bit more than a naturalist, but we'll get into that later.
Well, let's go find Martha and Finn. And Castor will, I guess, lead the way towards where he saw them heading, even though he's not quite sure where he's going.
Okay. Heading back to the guard post, with the rain kind of pittering down, lightening up a bit. You guys will run into Martha and Finn, just outside the doorway.
Well, where did y'all get off to?
We thought we saw the cat, but it turned out to be a raccoon.
Raccoons! I love them.
Aren't they so great?
They are so great. Their little masks and tiny little hands.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got information from the little girl and her mother. Last seen it at the farmers market district. So we should probably start there. And they saw him, or I think it was him,
Mr. Snuggles.
Mr. Snuggles, about 2 days ago. So while that's a good place to start, we might have to spread out.
Well, I was talking to the... Sorry. Well, I was talking to the raccoons, and they said that they saw a cat of some kind going out the east gate towards the forest.
You were talking to the raccoons?
Yes, I did already go over it with them, but yes, I can apparently speak to raccoons and no one else can do that.
Oh, I can do that if I concentrate hard enough.
Oh, thank goodness someone else can.
Oh, yes, I always loved chatting with the birds that would sit outside my windowsill.
They always have
Such
such
gossipy little things.
Exactly, they always have such interesting things to say.
And absolute trollops like you would not believe.
But anyway, we're getting off track. The cat is probably in the forest somewhere.
That is not good. That's the
Forest
opposite of good.
is forest from the maps I've looked at is pretty far. I don't know if the cat could make it in a day. The farming, it could be in the farmlands just outside.
That's a possibility.
I say we start at the farming district and then start heading towards the gate from there. Maybe. We don't know if it's the same cat. I really hope not.
What time of day is it, DM?
I'd say it's late evening. You've spent a pretty portion of the day just kind of going around, signing up, speaking to people.
You might have to camp out overnight. I know cats tend to sleep or tend to be more active at night. We might have a better shot at finding it during the night.
I agree. Domestic cats where I come from are primarily nocturnal, and they tend to hunt the same grounds over and over again. I doubt that it's strayed that far into the forest. If it did go out the gate, it'd probably come back by now. Although, if we were scrupulous enough, we might be able to find clues by the gate. I don't know how to track a cat.
The rain could make that difficult. Could probably wash away any clues we might have had.
Poor thing, all in the rain.
Well, I mean, we have to try something.
Well, let's get moving then. Soot, as a leader, would you like to lead the way?
I can do that, although, like I said, once we get out of the city, that's kind of where my expertise hits like a real harsh drop-off. So,
Well, it will be that way for, I think, most of us.
okay. And Soot will, once again, jog off towards the east.
All right. And I think that's a perfect place to end it for the night. Hi everybody, you guys know me. I'm the Diggity Dungeon Disaster DJ Corey. I'm just here to shout out a few things and say thank you for listening. Thank you for joining in our adventure and being with us for this fun time. I want to shout out to Syrinscape. We use all their music in our background. All their sound effects really make this game spectacular. And with the way that we have it set up, the players get to enjoy it in the middle of game. We get to listen to it and hear the sound effects once it's recorded and put out there for you guys. And it's just been a really, really amazing program. If you want to shoot us an email or anything like that, send it to opportunityroll.podcast@gmail.com. Again, that's opportunityroll.podcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, Opportunity Roll. We have players now making their own Twitter accounts for their characters and tweeting back and forth, which has been absolutely hilarious. I even made a Twitter account for Jason, which has really popped off for me, and I've enjoyed doing that immensely. I also want to give a shout out to Kobold Press. I have been using their books for quite some time and have read all through the Tomes of Beasts, and the Creature Codex is a fantastic book. If you haven't checked it out before, I would recommend that you do that because there are some fantastic things in there. I want to thank you guys for listening in. It has been wonderful to be able to put this stuff on for you guys. And it has been nothing but a joy to be able to continue the podcast. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you back the next episode. Remember, keep your opportunities open.